So it is my extreme pleasure and great honor to welcome the governor of the great state of Alabama, my boss and surrogate father, Governor Bob Riley.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor. You know, in your last 6 months of being governor, everywhere you go, everyone keeps talking about back when, or we'll miss you, or it was so nice knowing you. It really is like going to your own wake. But thank all of you for being here, and thank you for what you're doing. Dr. Davis and I first had an opportunity to talk about her coming into our administration, and she has been just an absolutely fabulous member of the administration. She has allowed us today to take our pre-K program to a level where it is the best in the United States and has been for the previous 3 years. You know, when I walked in this morning, they gave me an itinerary of everything that you're going to be doing today. And it really is a remarkable breakout session when you can go in and talk about what you can do to help other people with their families, with their marriages. What can we do to make our children more productive, more confident? I still believe that the basic building blocks for our society as a whole, the foundation that's going to determine what Alabama's like, and to a large extent, what this country is going to be like for the next generation, starts with the home. And if we ever get to the point that we don't understand how critically important the home is and parenting can be, then I think that we as a society begin to have challenges that will be very, very difficult to meet. My problem is, where do you start? There are so many things that you're going to be faced with every day. There's so many things in your own home that you cannot control. Your parents can't control it. But if you can ever get to the point that you are absolutely dependent on each other and understand the stability that comes from that dependence on a family structure, all of a sudden you can do some remarkable things. I've been married now for 45, going on 46 years. Now, and as I walked in this morning, they said, I said, what are some of the breakout sessions that they're going to be able to go into today? And I looked down, the first one I saw is making marriage work after combat. And I said, well, I don't know, every time Patsy and I have a fight, you know, sometimes it takes a week to get over it, but after our combat, they said, no, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about real combat. And I want you to know, to all the people that have someone serving in our armed forces, that have had to go overseas, that have had to have that separation for up to a year or 2 years, it truly is a sacrifice that so many of us take for granted because we don't know what those families go through. I have a young man standing back here, just got back from Afghanistan. He was over there for 10 months. His family had to change everything that they do every day, and everything that they were comfortable with changed. Mom had to step up and all of a sudden be the dad, had to be the provider not only of all the social support, but everything that went on. If you see a person in a uniform walk up and pat them on the back and say thank you for what you're doing, But if you see a spouse with them, go up and hug her neck or his neck and tell them how much you appreciate it, because they probably have more challenges than we can ever imagine. I know what Todd went through while he was over there, and today we can communicate better than we ever could before, but still that separation is so very difficult, especially when you have small children. Every one of us understands that our society really does revolve around that family unit. But it doesn't mean it always has to be stereotypical. There are going to be, for a variety of different reasons, sometimes in families where your spouse or your mom or dad is not going to be able to be there. And to all the young people that are here today, understand that's really not abnormal. And understand that there is no reason that whatever situation you're in today, if you have confidence in yourself, if you believe that you can achieve any goal, if you believe that that goal can be self-imposed and that you can accomplish it just through sheer will and personality, then you'll be fine. But if you can have that support mechanism, it makes life so much easier for you and helps you get to the point where you can be an absolutely effective, integral part of society. There's no two families that are the same. At least I've never seen two that are the same. But I know one thing. I know how much my dad influenced my life. Even today, and I'm getting to the point today that I've got grandkids and my grandkids are almost grown. But when I need to make a decision, I innately think back to what would my dad have done. Even to the point that I remember now, what would my granddad have said? And it's that social network that really does give us the moral foundation and the stability to continue to pass it on to that next generation. That's why it's so important, not only for us as individuals or as families, but for a state and a country. That's why it's so vitally important for each one of our state agencies to be a participant in what we're doing here today, because we can all do better. I noticed that you're going to have one of the breakout sessions on mentoring. We understand how incredibly important mentoring can be in a variety of different learning experiences. Why wouldn't it work on building healthy marriages, healthy families? Everything that you're going to be doing today is to benefit the next generation. Not only individually, but corporately. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't get that right, everything else that we do, it's not going to matter. Now, there are very few people in here that are as old as I am. But when I look at the way we looked at families back when I was growing up in the 50s and 60s, and compared to where we are today, I would not say we have improved in America. But the great news is that today we have the ability and the technology that we can communicate a different lifestyle, a different message almost instantaneously with anyone we have anywhere in the world. So listen today. Understand today what we can do if we have a structure that is supportive. There's so many people that have worked on these healthy marriages, healthy families for so long. Thank you for doing it. And don't back up. Auburn University, thank you. Because your extension program really has allowed us to reach out into communities that would be very difficult to reach without your participation. DHR, no one, Nancy, no one does it better. So today, listen, learn, and learn to participate. There is no one in this room today that has all the answers. And to the young people that are going to be in these breakout sessions, tell us what we can do to do it better. Tell us what your challenges are, because they are so radically different from what we grew up with. But understand one thing, that everyone in this room has a common goal, and that's to strengthen families, strengthen marriage, and give our children all of the opportunities that they need. To all the people that are going to do this today, thank you. Help us develop a better family system so we can have a better state that gives us a better country, that gives us all a better life. To the National Guard, you guys are my heroes. And I hope everyone understands, every time someone deploys, there is a network in the state of Alabama that's going to be as supportive as we can possibly be. But the support that comes from friends and neighbors is even more vital. So never forget these kids that are left at home without a dad or a mom for a year. Let's all step up. Help them. Help them get through the situation, because one of these days, it may happen to us. Have a great conference. Learn, participate, and let's build healthy families, strong marriages, and give the children of that next generation all of the opportunities we can possibly give. Thank you very much.